Hey guys, just got to school. Was in a little rush to make sure I could get here for food and breakfast before the conferences start, so let's get to it. Alright, made it to the cafe and I don't have my ID, so I have to go all the way back home and get that because I need it for conferences so I can scan in. So, yeah. A lot of cars go through there back and forth at this time because there's a high school right there. And it looks like someone ran into each other, but it looked like no one was hurt, so that's good.
Like how a single word can make a heart open.
Alright guys, made it back, but I don't have time to run into the cafe and get food, so I'm just gonna tap and go some stuff. Breakfast, supreme burrito, obviously. Ham, I love all this stuff. Proceed, breakfast, supreme burrito, ham, next. Love all that stuff. Now proceed. Because Christina, she had a crazy workout of running and stuff, so she for sure needs a burrito too. Especially a supreme burrito. Supreme burritos, they're prime. They have tater tots, and they have, what do they have? They have tater tots, eggs, ham, salsa, everything. Insufficient funds. Welp, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Alright, Christina was nice enough to give us the $10 to buy me and her some breakfast, so we're gonna see what we can get. She wants something with substance, but refreshing. So like fruit, but something else also, and I had to think of what to get. So much money! Alright, I got Christina a fruit cup, myself a banana, and I also ordered an omelet for her. So that'd be prime.
I'm known as Jason O'Neill sometimes. I am the director of Torrey Club, you guys know. Hey! And I am also the assistant coach for the Wyoming University track and field team. Now you got all that. You know it, alright? Trust us. Thank you. Thank you, Your Majesty, for masterfully masking me from the immortal matters that we both welcome. I know it's been a long time since you and I have had a meeting of the minds. My fault, I apologize. From this holler guy, this loudmouth, my God, you keep me mesmerized. After all of my foolishness, still you can empathize. And I would say that I was down with you till death and beat your enemies and smithereens till there was nothing left. Never rest until the entire population became heaven's population. Stomp down the floors of hell that had been brave and brazen cases of hatred, of allegiance, and Satan. But the devil, that knew his path. Shook me left and had me. Slipped the Mickey in my drink and started talking nasty. And the next thing you know, I'm up to my elbows in the river of sin and spread out my turncoats. Gluttonous and slothful, envious and lustful, full of pride, full of wrath. Half the time didn't even know that I was mad and greedy. Greedy enough to steal from the needy, use the money to buy gear, because gear name can be trendy. What happened? Let my guard down to Red Dragon. If I had been focused on the fall of the Prince of Powers, I never would have had it. But just like the first time he called me into his presence, and swore that he'd be with me each and every second that my morale begins to plummet, he started making preparations. Urgently, but patient, to bring me back. I remember when I would have doubts. Excuse me. The light nights of heaven will fall to Galilee. St. Peter, count him on your abacus. Chalk that brother up. Hosea's work is never done. Father, Spirit, Holy Son. This is what they meant in the pews when the congregation rolls in their feet and sang out hallelujah. Hallelujah! Yes! I've been running since the beginning. And the 39 lashes would have been appropriate for penance. Instead, mercy upon the number and fit me, dear brethren, new from life of Christ, for highly of Christ, through scriptures, rhymes, and whispers, and my mother, sweet empress, she already begun to hint. I was riding in the presence of a man who relents, Lord. Tell me that big Lord. Tell me that wish I know the only way for me to live is to die in Him present. Prodigal returns was Your Majesty, to you who first established me. I'd like to return to the throne. You, sit down. Thing number one, maybe it's all scholars, I don't know, but when he comes up here, watch, his shirt is so impeccably white, glistening white. All the commercials you see from like Tide and everything, Dr. Kurt.
And trustworthy ways. Ladies and gentlemen, those are a lot of really complicated big words that mean to say the man that is coming up to you right now has taken large, in-depth steps into understanding shame and to understanding the sciences that deal with shame and to understand the feeling of shame on a whole, in particular through a Christian lens. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm by way of welcome to Dr. Kurt Thompson.
I have never before needed sunglasses to speak to an audience. So please, I don't look nearly as good in them as you do. I don't want to shame you or your glasses by wearing that. First of all, just to say, I'm so grateful to be here. It's humbling to speak to a group of people who will come and sit in temperatures that I'm sure within the next 45 minutes will approach 90 degrees. You know, life is difficult. Oh my gosh, like you're wearing a mask to do this. Do I get to wear one of these too? Should I need to wear? No, I don't think so. Okay, all right. If I just suddenly stumble and fall over like unconscious, you'll know why. We want those stories to be heard by someone else who can validate that. And that longing never stops. 5 years of practice, after 54 years of life, I don't know anybody who would say, I'm not really interested in beauty, or joy, or goodness. I'm kind of like, no, I don't really need that. But this kind of brutal. Once when Steve was in first grade, he was 8 years old. Look like me, feel like me, act like me, and I want it to be one world of goodness, beauty, and joy, and so he starts to make things. Oh, it's like everything else that he just said, let there be, and it was. He doesn't do that with human beings. It's just he knows that, like, we probably need to think of this chapter. And then there are these strange, beautiful words, right? He's made the man, he's made the woman, and the last verse of the second chapter of Genesis says, and the man and the woman were naked and unashamed. It is in terms of where it shows up in our life and the power that it has to undo everything about God's intention for a world of goodness and beauty. This is God's mission, and evil knows this. You know, one of the things that we say in our work is that evil does its best work in the middle of good work being done. He's not really just telling us something about himself. He's telling us something about us. When the serpent tells Eve, look, God doesn't want you playing with his toys. He doesn't want you to have this knowledge because in that day you will become like him. He's not just telling Eve something about God. He's telling Eve something quite subtly about herself. He does so in the privacy of her own heads. In the comings and goings of my thoughts and images and sensations and feelings and so forth and so on, in which I just simply reinforce over and over and over again this old story that the serpent was trying to fool the woman into believing. One of the things that Genesis 3 also tells us about this tree of the knowledge of good and evil is that it's a really big deal for us to know things. Right? Could you give me the names of 3 people who collectively could tell me everything that there is to know about you? They would know the last time you lost your temper. They would know the last time you looked at pornography. They would know the last time you smoked weed. They would know they would know what your deepest joys are. They would know what your highest hopes are. There would be nothing about you. Steve was discovering that his shame was running his life. And as I said, well, as I will say to you, the news about shame is far worse than you know. You think it's bad? It's worse. But the news about shame is also far better than you can imagine. Jesus is not just making factual declarations of who he is. He's also being terribly vulnerable. In these years that you are here, create the time, create the space, create the practices of being known in such a way that you give God the space to move into all those nooks and crannies where shame lives, to have them revealed, to have them healed, to have them regenerated, such that you are with Him on this co-creation mission. God has come to find you. He will not let you go, as together we look forward to the world of a new heaven and new earth, a world of goodness and beauty and joy. Thanks be to God.
Was there tape? Wait.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there was tape over
They had
where he
tape
did it?
over it, and then at the very end they peeled it off.
That's really cool.
Alright guys, we just finished Torrey, the first conference, which was awesome, but burning hot. It was very sweaty. And then there was an awesome graffiti guy. That was awesome. And then, yeah, the final product was legit. And yeah, so we have 3 down, 2 more to go. Pretty good. It was pretty tiring, but it was good.